What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Let's Play for Wario Land 4. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the King of Nintendo, Jose Otero.
What's going on, Greg?
How you doing? What you drug me in here? You said you said, are you a fan of Wario Land 4? And I said I haven't played a Wario Land, let alone Wario Land 4. What is happening?
I basically sort of kidnapped you into this room so I can prove to you why Wario Land 4 is probably one of my favorite platformers of all time.
Big words, Jose.
Big words. It's definitely up there to me with the Super Mario Worlds and the Yoshi's Islands.
Jose.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. And Wario Land 4 specifically, I think the series has always had sort of ideas, but I think 4 was the one where they got it, a majority of it right, and they were able to pace it in a way that was super interesting to me. Obviously, everyone knows Wario is the character who wants money, he wants treasure. He's very different from his brother, or from Mario in general. I don't think they're brothers.
You know, Mario doesn't want money, he wants coins.
Yeah, he's the anti-Mario in a lot of ways, and in this game specifically, they have him sort of, like in many of the games he's in, going after treasure. But what I really appreciate about it is just the great level design and sort of the abilities that they add to Wario as a whole. I feel like in a lot of ways they empower him to be very different than Mario, and that ultimately stands out to me. So I'll show you what I mean here. So we're just jumping into the beginning of the game.
Sure.
This is the first stage in this mysterious temple. Let's go to entry passage. And they have boss fights. They have like Mario has boss fights, but they have just a very different approach.
They feel
to things.
different than Mario boss fights.
So this originally came out on the Game Boy Advance, and it was one of my favorite, sort of games at the time, or over time especially. I think at first I didn't really get it.
Yeah.
But
what changed?
A couple things. One was sort of playing it a little bit more and more, and the benefit of hindsight over the years. Seeing how many abilities he has and how collectible driven it is, but in a way that it's not. I don't know, it doesn't feel quite as punishing as maybe some of the other games I've played. Also, what helped was Jeremy, an old boss of mine. Jeremy Parrish, shout out. Also, just really kind of woke me up to, hey, you should, go back to this and appreciate like what's so great about it. I think his comparison was he kind of called it the Rolling Stones. It was the Rolling Stone to Mario's Beatles.
Interesting.
I thought that was an interesting comparison at the time.
Really bold words.
Bold words. No, absolutely.
Well, what I like already just watching a little bit of it, right, is the fact that Wario is so much more aggressive. He's so much more offensive, right? Mario, you're super defensive. So if something comes at you, you jump on it. You're basically trying to get away from it, whereas Wario's running straight into things. Yeah, absolutely. And
there are power-ups to the way Wario plays, but it's not quite as vital as it feels like in Super Mario, where he can't really do much without power-ups in at least most of the 2D games.
Right.
You need the cave to be able to fly. You need a whole bunch of other Fire Flower to be able to go on the offensive unless you're stepping on someone. So let's throw that through there. And he's picking up items and throwing them. He's doing all this cool stuff. Let's get this one over here. And the opening levels just kind of teach you, hey, you can do this, hey, you can do that. Like
you probably didn't know this, Jose, but you came into this temple and they call like the room the hieroglyphs or whatever. The hieroglyphs in the back, they're teaching you that's Mr. Game & Watch. He was a big thing for Nintendo.
That's right. Yeah, no, good
ago.
Eye, man, good eye, absolutely. Ooh, get rid of that. All right, yeah, I'm putting together this gem. You find like pieces of soundtracks and stuff in it too. I especially love when you have to do. Slide and roll. When you have to do sort of the speed run out of the stage, which is a really cool thing that is also very different in this game specifically. Where like once you complete a stage and you get that floating key next to you into the slot, you have to leave the stage in a certain time or you're dead. Yeah, and that's the thing that I really appreciate is that then they set up the level so that if you were paying attention, you can just run right to the end. And I love that about it. Like, that's so cool, right? Like, in one hand, you are being like just a standard platformer, but on the other, you're kind of prepping people to speedrun it in some ways, right?
Yeah.
And just think differently. So let's
having a different lens on a level, right? That's, especially for platformers, that's, I think, a big change. That's something that's worthwhile. It's something that gets you a little bit more for your money. Here you go.
Yep. So now I have to get over there in a minute. Obviously, that's a generous amount of time because this is the opening stage. I'm just going to throw this through here. And just crawl through. So this one's a really easy one, but they're teaching you, hey, once you hit that plunger/frog thing, you better hightail.
Frog thing. I have one of those in my bathroom.
You better move. Actually, that would be a cool accessory for the bathroom.
Nintendo's
Get some soap out of it.
Tell Reggie.
Yeah, I should.
He'll be all about
That'd be a cool one. All right. Someone tell Reggie if you're listening.
Somebody do it, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, great.
Yeah,
Thanks for showing me, Jose.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You should give this a shot.
Maybe I will. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you think of Wario Land 4 and Jose's huge comments here? Rolling Stone to Mario's Beatles. Let us know in the comments. Then make sure you keep coming back to IGN for awesome Let's Plays.